The seventh principle we want to share with you is have a clear, compelling vision. You should have a vision of what you want to accomplish in your life and a strategy to achieve this vision. Let me tell you about the evolution of my vision, because what it is today is not what it was 20 years ago. You might expect the vision I have today of someone my age. It's about changing the world, making a small difference in the way people make business decisions. But my vision wasn't always this lofty. I started college at a small community college in Florida. The first day of class, I was overwhelmed by all the other students and how much they seemed to know. And I remember going home to my mother on that very first day and saying, I just can't do this. I want to quit. And my mother, in her loving way, said, well, that's an option, but maybe you should think about what your assets are and just what it is you want to do with your life, how you're going to take those assets and put them to work for you. And I did this. You see, I had two assets at that point. My mother taught me how to love, and my father taught me how to work. What amazing assets to start your life with. And so I set my first vision. And there was nothing romanticized about this vision. There was no I want to learn for learning's sake. That's what every professor hopes from their student, but that's not where I started. All I wanted to do was get ahead, have a higher quality of life than I was having. That summer before I started college, I'd worked in the orange groves in Florida, hoeing orange trees and working amidst rattlesnakes and all sorts of dangerous conditions. And that's what I had to go back to if I didn't succeed in college. And so my strategy to accomplish this goal of getting ahead, my strategy was simple. I was going to work 60 hours a week because that's how much I'd have to work if I wasn't in college. And I'd work these 60 hours, and if I got good grades, I'd get a good job, and if I got a good job, I'd make money, and if I made money, I'd get ahead. That's what motivated me, and that's all that motivated me for about 4 months. And then I met Gus Wyrick. Gus Wyrick was this retired colonel who had been to West Point, and every week to help us build character, on Friday afternoon, he'd give us a mind-twisting puzzle. Now, he was teaching us a math course, and these puzzles had nothing to do with math. And we'd take them home on the weekend, and we'd work on them. Why? Because he'd give us bonus points if we solved the problems. Now, think about that. I was motivated by grades, so bonus points, well, he was speaking my currency. And so I'd work really hard on these, and my classmates and I, some of us would get them, some of us wouldn't. And those of us that would get them, well, after a while he'd say, wow, atta girl, that's really good, or atta boy. He'd start respecting us. He'd start respecting us for solving these problems, and we respected him. And you see, what happened is we moved up the motivation scale from being motivated by grades alone to being motivated by grades and also by his respect. In both cases, though, we were motivated extrinsically. And that was where I started. That was part of the evolution. Over the ensuing 15 years, I was blessed to have many other people in my life, fantastic professors, other mentors, and all of them made the difference to help me move even further up the motivation scale. I wanted to learn for myself. It became intrinsic motivation for me. And I think that's the way it works. Students don't start out with these lofty expectations. You have to grow into them. And here's the good news. It never ends. It's not like you arrive at your vision. Your vision evolves over time as you get a deeper and deeper understanding of your environment and what you're trying to accomplish with your life. I'm always inspired by people who push me further. Your vision is the framework for your short-term goals and the source of your internal motivation. It fuels the fire in your belly, gives you a sense of direction and fulfillment, and determines your priorities. Your vision need not be specific, but it must compel you to action in a direction you want to go. Don't worry about whether you get the right vision up front. Don't worry about whether you got your life figured out. Just find a direction you want to go and start living your life to the fullest.